Hi and welcome to Hicks's unboxing and assembly of the LA Sports lightweight children's balance bike. Just go through the contents of the box and then I'll show you how to put everything together. So in the box you have the frame, the seat, what's called the fixer, which is the square section, a set of instructions, for how to fit the wheel bearings, as well as a set of front forks, two sets of wheels and a set of handlebars. In the box are all of these different fittings. So from the right hand side you've got 4 bolts and screws, and 4 screws which assemble the main bike, and everything on the left hand side of the page is for the assembly of the wheels. Now on some bikes all of these parts are already assembled into the wheels, but if they're not, I just want to show you in detail what's here. So we have 4 bearings. The 2 bearings at the top already have the spacers fitted in them, and most of the time they will have them, but if they don't, fitting of the spacers is really simple. They just literally slot into the bearing like that. And these ones here are for the front, and these ones here are for the rear. And the spacers which are here go in between them, but I'll show you that. So that's everything that you should have in the packet and everything you'll need to assemble. So I'll go through in a moment with you how to put the bearings in the wheels, and then after that we'll go through the assembly of the bike. Okay, so now just going to have a look at how to assemble the bearings into the wheels. I've put the 2 wheels on a piece of cardboard just because it makes it softer for the assembly. What we need, obviously, the 2 wheels, a hammer, the instructions that are in the box, and the bearings. So the 2 front bearings, 2 rear bearings, and the spacers. Reasonably straightforward. If we do the front wheel first, we'll add the bearing to the centre of the wheel, tap that bearing home. As you can see, that bearing will sit flush. Spacer in the centre of the wheel. Making sure that it sits on the lip that's there. Second bearing in place, and that's the front wheel assembled. And we'll do exactly the same for the rear. Can be easier just to take these out. In fact, now let's put that back in so that it has something to sit on. Centre spacer in on top of the lip that's there. And then hammer it home. So as you can see, 2 wheels assembled with spacers, rear wheel and front wheel. Okay, so now we're going to show you how to assemble the bike. We've installed the front wheel bearings. Looking at the instructions, we lay them out and we'll move to step 1. I've got a drill with an Allen key on, but obviously you can use the 2 Allen keys that are provided. Just got this just to speed up the process. So reasonably straightforward. Take the frame and the front forks, insert the forks into the frame. This can be a little bit stiff, and push those home, making sure that the notch in the front forks is facing the rear. Then if you have a look in the handlebars, there's a cutout and a notch in there, and those 2 simply fit together there. You'll know when they're right because when you move the front forks, those 2 are together. Then take the longest of the bolts, which is number 7, and place that bolt through the bottom of the forks, lining it up, as you can see, lining it up with the front, with the handlebars. And sometimes it's easier just to use an Allen key just to get that bolt through the right hole there. It just needs to sit back. Go. So that sits on there, and simply one of the bolts on top of there, put the Allen key underneath. And we will tighten that section there. Again, when that's tight, you'll notice that the handlebars move, but they can't rotate all of the way around. So now to the saddle assembly. For this you'll need the saddle and the fixer, and as you can see, this has a set of adjustable height elements on there. So for this you will need bolt number 8, which is the smallest of the bolts. Place the seat in place to the desired location and add the spacer. It's going to be a little bit stiff from an assembly perspective, so everything is new, so everything is quite tight. Just try and get all those lined up, and then we place our number 8 bolt through the spacer. Okay, so now that we've done the handlebars, we're going to do the seat. I've placed the fixer into the seat at the desired height, and I put the number 8 bolt through the seat. So now we'll just install that by simply adding that onto the bike, securing it through the fixing hole. Adding another screw onto there. And just tightening that as we did before. So that's our bike and seat assembled. And now we'll move on to the wheels. Okay, so first we'll take the front wheel. The front wheel is the wheel with the smaller spacers. And for that we also need bolt number 9. So we'll start by placing half of bolt number 9 in there, slotting the wheel in place, moving the bolt across, and then simply securing it as we did before. That's the front wheel, and exactly the same process for the rear wheel. Have the rear wheel in place. I think this is bolt number 10, which will go through the rear wheel, through both sides. Assembled that. Okay, just like I did before. Tighten those up. So we now have one fully assembled balance bike.